Our next speaker is going to talk about a very, very different part of the world and how much she appreciates that part of the world where she grew up and where she went to school for the first 13 years of her life. And in talking about that world for her, we will come to better appreciate the world we live in here. Angmo?
Thank you, Mr. Driscoll. As very few people at NYA know me very well, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Stanzin Angmo, and I'm an international student from India. I came here as a junior in 2014 from a very small and rural region in India known as Ladakh. My hometown Ladakh lies on the northernmost part of India among the beautiful mountain ranges of the Himalayas. We live at an altitude between 12,000 feet to 16,000 feet, and it is beautiful there. When it comes to lifestyle and culture, it is totally different from Western countries, even other parts of the India. In the year 2000, my parents admitted me to Siddhartha School a mile away from my house in Stoke Village. It was founded in 1993 by Khenrin Poche Lobsang Tsetan. He is an esteemed Buddhist abbot with the vision to provide an excellent academic program from nursery school through 10th grade, regardless of economic means. Its goal is to maintain the ancient peaceful culture into the 21st century with the consideration and the tradition of its people. I spent 13 years there, and those 13 years were the most cherished years of my life. We learned in 4 different languages: Tibetan, Hindi, English, and our own Ladakhi language. Our school had around 400 students and 30 staff members. Besides strong academic classes, we had many extracurricular activities like debate competitions, elocutions, creative writings, and vocal competitions. I have learned a lot from Siddhartha School, and I'm very thankful for them for providing me with the generous education and preparing me very well for my future. School life back home is very different from school life here. In Ladakh, there are strict rules for uniforms and lots of rules to follow. This is not the case at NYA. Besides discipline, here in America, you have all the facilities to make education easier and comfortable. Whereas back home, we don't have those facilities. Here, many students own their own computer, and you have internet accessibility all the time to research on anything you want to know. Back home, there are many people who have not even seen a computer in their lives. But we had a small computer lab in our school, and there we learned how to use a computer. Thanks to that, before coming here, I knew a little bit about computers. We don't have beautiful and comfortable classrooms like we do here. And in Ladakh, we are responsible for cleaning our own classrooms. And there is no vacuum cleaner, and nor are any other machines. There is no cafeteria, no microwave to heat up your lunch, no locker rooms to store your stuff, and no carpets that allows you to lay down wherever you want. Winter is the hardest part of the school. We don't have heat in our school. First period in the morning is the worst, as our fingers are frozen and we can't write properly. Sometimes it is so cold there that you can't feel your feet at all. When it snows, there is no Mr. Driscoll who emails early in the morning and writes "snow day today." Instead, we have to wait hours at the bus stop because the bus gets broken due to the freezing temperature. Nobody knows what is happening, and sometimes students go back home, or sometimes we walk all the way to school in the cold. That's why we have 3 months off during winter instead of a summer break. Besides all these issues, we loved going to school, and I feel very fortunate to have received an education that was not available to my parents and to many other children. There are millions of children in India and other countries who don't even have the opportunity to go to school, and here we are. My parents are farmers, performing hard physical labor in order to give me the education that was not available to them. They have sacrificed their desires so that I do not have to face the problems that they have endured in their lives due to illiteracy. They always made my education their first priority and did not let their emotions get in the way of sending me all the way to America for my education. We have a joint family and we live with my grandparents. My father joined the Indian Army when he was 17. He got retired 2 years ago. My mother is a homemaker and she got married to my father when she was 18. Both of my parents couldn't finish their education, but they have always encouraged me to study hard. They want me to be successful and independent. My mother is the strongest woman I know, both physically and mentally. She does all the housework, including milking cows, feeding cattle, cooking, cleaning, bringing water home, all the work of the farm, and many more chores that can't be counted. I have seen her tired face, the cracks on her rough hands, and still every evening she happily cooks dinner for us after a full day of hard physical labor. My father stayed away from home for months and sometimes years for his duty to fulfill our family needs and for my education. Today, they are so far away from me and I have not seen their faces for months. My grandma always cries on the phone when I call them, and she says she will die without seeing me. Last summer, when I went back home, she cried a lot because she was so proud of me. None of my family members have ever been to the States, and it is very hard for them to send me here where they have no idea what it is like. When I came to NYA, I knew nothing about American culture and America itself. The new environment was so different and so new to me that it made me cry a lot in my first 2 months. The new food, new culture, and new environment taught me what home really means. Although I had learned English, I never used it before in my everyday life. When I came here, my classes were already chosen for me, and I had to take American history, which I didn't want to take at all. I knew nothing about America, and Miss Sullivan gave us a surprise map quiz on the second day of our class. Thank God, before coming here, somebody told me where I was going in the States, and I knew where Maine was. So I wrote Maine, and all the other states I left empty. And when I got it back, she had written, "Yay, you got here." I never thought that one day I would be studying in the States. It is like a dream come true. This dream was fulfilled by many amazing people who worked very hard to bring me here. I want to take this opportunity to thank them all for everything they have done for me. First and foremost, I want to thank Khen Rinpoche for always believing in me and for giving me this opportunity to study here. I want to thank Frida for sponsoring my education from first grade till now. Without you, it would have been impossible to make it here, and thank you so much for loving me like your own daughter. Thank you, Siddhartha School, for choosing me for this big opportunity and making me who I am today. Thank you, Sarah, and my host mother, Joanna, for taking care of me, for making me a part of your family. Coming to my games and cheering for me. Sarah, you have never made me feel that I am far away from my mom. You did everything that a real biological mother does for her own daughter. Thank you to my host family, Mr. Greg, Stas, my friend Chuskit, Becky and Chris, Suzanne and Andy, Rachel, and to many other amazing people for always supporting me and giving me your love and care. Thank you, Laura, for all the hard work you did to bring me here and making my life in the US very special and full of opportunities. Thank you, NYA, for your generous scholarship, for giving me this opportunity, and entire NYA community for your love and support. And thank you to my parents for bringing me into this beautiful world, for sending me to school, for teaching me the value of love and respect, for everything I am and have. It is because of all of your support and love that doors are opening for me, doors that were not open to my parents or many of my peers back home. I feel honored and excited to walk through these doors and take back new ideas and knowledges to my people in Ladakh. Thank you so much for believing in this little girl from a small region who has no blood relation with any of you. Thank you for showing her this big side of the world. One day, this girl will make you all feel proud of her, and she will help others like her who are denied these opportunities. I know that the word thank you is very small in front of your kindness and generosity, but I will thank you for thousands of years and thousands more. Thank you.